Hello MMA fans, this is MMA Daily with your daily news and updates. Before we kick off today's news, make sure to tap that like button and hit subscribe. Now let's dive into the latest MMA updates. Starting off, Justin Gaethje favored to defend BMF title versus Max Holloway. Moving on, Chael Sonnen believes Sean Strickland lost every round to Dricus Du Plessis at UFC 297. Lastly, Hamzat Chimaev frustrated by bullshit comments made by Dana White. After claiming the BMF belt with a second-round knockout of Dustin Poirier in July, Gaethje will attempt to defend the strap when he meets former longtime featherweight title holder Holloway at the April 13th event, which takes place at T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. The BMF title will be successfully defended for the first time in history at UFC 300 if the odds makers are on point for Justin Gaethje versus Max Holloway. The opening odds have Gaethje favored to do so, as DraftKings has set him at minus 225, meaning a $225 bet would yield a $100 return. Holloway, meanwhile, is the plus 185 underdog, meaning a $100 bet on Holloway would return an additional $185. Chael Sonnen doesn't think the UFC 297 middleweight title fight between Sean Strickland and Dricus Du Plessis was all that competitive. Entering the main event, the odds makers had the fight as a pick'em, as many were torn on who would win. The fight ended up being very close, and it was Du Plessis who edged out a split decision to become the new middleweight champion. Although the judges were split on who won, Chael Sonnen doesn't think the fight was all that competitive. Instead, he believes Dricus Du Plessis clearly won the contest, as he thought Du Plessis won every single round. This is what he said. "In my heart, I think it was 5-0. With a real bias towards Strickland, it was 5-0. And the absolute best case 4-1. I think the crowd, for the most part, agreed with me. I was stunned when it was a split decision. My bigger surprise was when all was said and done. Joe Rogan, who definitely qualifies as an expert in this space. Dana White, who definitely qualifies as an expert in this space. Both had Strickland. They both had Strickland. I thought, did we watch the same thing?" UFC middleweight contender Hamzat Chimaev wants the title shot that Dana White promised. Last October, Hamzat Chimaev faced former welterweight champion Kamaru Usman at UFC 294. Before the event, Dana White dubbed the fight a title eliminator. That has to be frustrating for Hamzat. In a recent interview with ESPN, Hamzat Chimaev was asked about potentially fighting for a UFC title next. There, he made it clear that he was unhappy with Dana White, seeing as how he promised him a title shot with a win over Kamaru Usman. This is what he said: "All these guys fight me, but I'm the only one undefeated and undisputed. They promised me after Usman fight, you will for sure going to fight for the title, and I win that fight. I don't know what's going on. I heard Dana White say stuff like, I don't think Hamzat is next for the title. That's bullshit, man. If you promised me something, you have to answer for your words. I'm the guy who always answers for my words, so I don't care if it's some president or somebody like a king. If you give me your word, you have to answer for that." I don't know. I will be surprised if that happens. If somebody fight for the title next, that's not me. So, we'll see. I didn't talk with Dana. I don't know what he's thinking. He knows better than me. For sure, in my mind, it should be me. Thank you for tuning in to MMA Daily. We hope you enjoyed today's coverage of the world of mixed martial arts. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon to get notifications for our latest videos. Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments below and let us know what you'd like to hear about in our upcoming videos. See you tomorrow with more MMA news. Until then, stay safe and keep following MMA Daily for your daily dose of fighting excitement.